Everyone, I have a major confession to make. I did not watch the Troy game last Saturday. Due to me knowing without a shadow of a doubt that we were going to lose, I decided to go to a hockey game instead. I have basically zero material for my own game, unless if we miraculously pulled off an upset, which of course isn't going to happen. Alright, let's see how much we lost by. Wait, we won? How? We were going up against the best team of the East. We were on the road. We were 2-7. We had absolutely nothing to play for. Did we really want to go to Buc-ee's that bad? It's hard to believe it, but yes, we did. We ended up showing the most fight we've ever had all season, scoring 3 straight touchdowns on 3 straight possessions, and handing Georgia Southern their second Sunbelt loss. Now, if only we showed something like this during the first half of the year. Hey, Coastal Carolina, got a second? Or rather 4 minutes, because that's when Marshall blocked your field goal. Yeah, it doesn't really work when it's not the end of the game. Well, anyway, the Herd, 131-19. Don't worry, Coastal Carolina, you still would have lost had you not gotten your field goal blocked and returned for a touchdown. It just would have been closer. Well, at least you tried, Warhawks. But sadly, all it results in is another L for you. Now you're only 2 losses away from failing to become bowl eligible after reaching 5-1. It's still an improvement, but youch. This team had to lose at some point, didn't they? It's too bad that they were the ones to deliver them their first Sunbelt loss. Also, this keeps the Cajuns from fully clinching a Sunbelt Conference Championship game berth. Just a spectacular all-around failure by the Cajuns. I mean, hey, at least you almost came back. There's not much to make note of in this game outside of Arkansas State clinching a bowl and Georgia State still having no Sunbelt wins under their belt. They only have 2 games left to avoid an 0-8 Sunbelt record, and to be honest, I don't think you can do it, even after beating Vanderbilt, who beat Alabama. Seriously, what the heck was with that upset? I think it's safe to say that Southern Miss is the worst Sunbelt team, even if they beat us. This team is bad. Also, Texas State is back in the Sunbelt race, so good on them, I guess. There are 3 guarantees in life: death, Texas, and Old Dominion coming up short in every way it can. This time they lose to a really good Dukes team at home after putting up a very decent fight against them. They now need to win out just to make a bowl. I mean, hey, you did it last year, so maybe you can do that again? And now let's look at some potential paths for some Sunbelt Championship contenders. ULM is done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They lost too many games in a row after starting off so hot. The only scenario I can see them getting into that gives them any shot is a 3-way tiebreaker involving the winner of the Texas State-South Alabama game, them, and Louisiana. All 3 would be at 5-3 then, but I don't see them winning in any case. I'm sorry. Arkansas State's path to the championship game is actually pretty complex. They need to win against both their remaining opponents, hope Louisiana loses against both their remaining opponents, and also hope Texas State loses against at least one of their remaining opponents. South Alabama actually would not matter though, since they have the head-to-head tiebreaker over them. Hey, at least you guys actually have a chance this season. I wasn't expecting you guys to do anything this year. After having quite a ho-hum season with plenty of opportunities squandered, Texas State is suddenly looking very hot at exactly the right time. But still, they need to win both their remaining games and hope Louisiana loses both of their remaining games to get to the title game. Is it too little too late, or will it be an inspirational run? We'll see. Oh joy, it's them. They are now potentially 2 wins from the Sunbelt Championship game after throwing it into chaos by beating Louisiana. All they need to do is win one more game than Louisiana and also hope that no one else joins a three-way tiebreaker with them. I will puke if you guys actually pull this off. And the major frontrunners are, of course, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. Their path is simple. All they have to do is win their remaining 2 games, and they're in the championship game. Those 2 games are against a very hot Troy team and a very cold ULM team. Losing to South Alabama caused so much unnecessary debacle for this race. Now moving on to the East, the Monarchs are done. Old Dominion needs to finish 5-3 to even have a chance at grabbing tiebreakers, and they'll need Marshall to lose every game, James Madison to lose every game, and Georgia Southern to lose at least 1 game. Well, guess what? James Madison and Marshall play each other on November the 30th, and either one of them will be able to surpass Old Dominion based on head-to-head tiebreaker or just straight-up Sunbelt record alone. Sorry, boys, you're done. But you still need to win out anyway to make a bowl. Despite being third in line for the Sunbelt Conference Championship game, James Madison's path to the game is actually shockingly simple. They can just win out and either get in the 3-way tiebreaker, which is honestly very much up in the air, or they can just go even simpler and hope Georgia Southern drops the game. In that case, they would have head-to-head over Marshall and get in. Remember the last 2 years where you claim you should have won the titles because you were only transferring in as an FCS program and that's unfair apparently? Well, guess what? Now's your time to show to the rest of the Sun Belt that you earned those regular season titles. The Cardiac Eagles have been broken. Their loss to Troy has tumbled them into second place in the Sun Belt East. But it's actually completely fine, believe it or not. All they need to do is win one more game than Marshall and hope Old Dominion and James Madison don't overtake them somehow, and they can still play for a Sun Belt championship game. Now, whether you play hard football or just roll over and die is completely your choice. And the front runner for the East this week is Marshall, although they can fall to 4th just as easily. They have 2 games on the road against fellow Sunbelt East competitors Old Dominion and James Madison. That being said, they do control their own destiny to the Sunbelt Championship game. Just win both games and you'll punch your ticket there. Now, whether you can actually do that or not is a big, big question. Well, that'll do it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell, and don't forget about John 3:16. And I'll see you next time. Psalm chapter 103 verses 1 and 2. Let all that I am praise the Lord. With my whole heart I will praise his holy name. Let all that I am praise the Lord. May I never forget the good things he does for me. Words of wisdom from David the Giant Slayer.